Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. My name is Sister Fatima Hodge.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's David Hodge. Welcome.
Today we're going to continue with the devil's plan. Sisters and brothers, the devil has a plan to destroy the original nation. Now, the devils, as you know it, would be something spooky, something that you can't physically see, as controlling your bad behaviors. This is what the pastors and preachers tell you, because we know that they're lying. That's not who the true devils are. The true devils are your open enemies who beat you, tortured you, enslaved you, and put the original nation through horror for 400 plus years. Those are the true devils. They're physical people, just like me and you. But due to these lies that you're being told, you don't realize that the devil is right next to you. At your jobs every day, if you're working, schools. Some of you are laying with them, marrying them, having babies with them. These are devils, physical people. Nothing spooky. And they have been identified by the God in our messenger as our open enemies. They have a plan to destroy God's people. Now, sisters and brothers, we have to understand that these devils have done so much to our nation that they're trying to escape the consequences of afflicting God's nation. They've committed a crime, and they're doing all they can, spending every last dime they have to get rid of the evidence.
Exactly. That's what you do when you're guilty of a crime that you committed. You try to rush to get rid of the evidence before trial so you can beat the case. Because you don't want that consequence. You don't want that punishment that comes with the crime you committed. So what you do is you try to escape it. And that's exactly what these devils are trying to do. They're trying to wiggle their way out of judgment, out of what they've done to us. Because they said, you reap what you sow. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Like the sister explained. Our experience was horror. The worst thing that ever has happened to anyone in the history of human history. There's no comparison to what has happened to our nation. No one can compare to what they've done to us. Not only that, they was directed and guided to not do this. They were told not to afflict us, or they will surely die. And they did it anyway. So now that time is coming when they will surely die. And that's what they're trying to escape because they love their lives. That's why they're trying to escape judgment because they want to continue to live. They only had a short amount of time to be here, and now it's coming to an end. And the way they're going to go out is it's going to be brutal. Because what they did to us was horrific.
Exactly, so these devils did unimaginable to God's people. And it said those who curse God's people will be cursed. And those who bless them will be blessed. And they've been cursing us for 400 plus years.
Right.
Cursing the original nation. So, now the judgment has arrived. They're trying everything in their power to get rid of the evidence, which is us, sisters and brothers. They've been trying to get rid of us because they hate us since the beginning. The start of that was changing us 100%, giving us their minds. So we're beating ourselves up. Because we're operating off of an operating system that's not ours. Smoking, drinking, partying, listening to uncivilized music, walking around naked, other men walking around with their pants to their behind, acting like pimps and whores. That's not who we are, sisters and brothers. It's the devil's mind. This is the mind of our enemies that we've adopted because we're surrounded by them. You cannot identify them. But they have been exposed. Our open enemies and our hidden enemies have been exposed. However, our people are not able to identify who they are. Because they're so wrapped up in this dream that the devil and our hidden enemy has set up. So we're distracted from the light that's being shared of your enemies. And sisters and brothers, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad exposed in the God that our open enemies were the Caucasian nation. Devils, wicked. So, why is it that the Nation of Islam, Farrakhan and his ministers, why aren't they preaching that same message?
Right.
They're telling you that devils in them.
Right. It's not the teaching.
They're hugging them, loving them. Literally saying they love you. Out of their own mouths.
Despicable.
Why is it?
Because in fact, their own leader, Louis Farrakhan, his father's a devil, which makes him a devil in black skin. So since he's taken over the leadership, he's embedded the teachers, and he's twisted it and turned it, and put his own spin on it. So now devils ain't devils no more. And the devil ain't the bad guy anymore. This is a universal message. We see you coming in, changing up the teachings, getting us, our people to love the devil. Which said you'd be a fool to love him in his ways. And you'd be a fool to stay here amongst your enemies who oppressed you, who's oppressing you still. And staying in the land of your imprisonment. That's not honoring your ancestors. You see? Because your ancestors wouldn't want you to be kicking it, and partying, and marrying, and having babies with the same people who rip their teeth out and shove shit down their throat, rip their babies' stomachs out cut their stomachs open and rip their babies out and stop them, fed them to gators. You see, birds alive, they turn over in their grave. If they see you acting in that manner, they disown you. But since Louis Farrakhan is the leader of the Nation of Islam, he has deceived our people.
Exactly. And he is one of the chief hidden enemies that camouflage in their nation. And this is all part of the devil's plan as well.
Right.
They put Farrakhan in a position to deceive us, to change the teachings. They couldn't have those Negroes thinking.
Right.
They couldn't have the right message.
Right.
Anything like it was.
Right.
When he was here. They had to destroy all that.
Yeah.
For us who will be that mighty army right now,
Right.
makes they fear.
Right.
They put Farrakhan in this position. Doesn't look like us, talk like us, so we'll be deceived by him. But he is not who we are to know.
Right.
He is the seed of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Our hidden enemies.
Right.
House Negro. They're not just a massive house because they're their favorite. They're a massive house because that was their children. And they could trust their children.
Right.
And their children have the love for their fathers. So, yes, Daddy. So they do whatever they say or told to do.
Exactly.
And that's exactly why Farrakhan is in this position to distract and destroy our nation.
Right.
Right along with his devil fathers.
Exactly. And the evidence is he's produced nothing. In the last 42 plus years, he's robbed the nation. God in the nation. You see? And he continues to produce nothing. Because that's what the devil does. He gives you nothing.
Exactly. That's what it says in Matthew. It also says that it also shows us, the lessons also shows exactly who devils are. So, we're going to play this clip that shows Mr. Ishmael, which is the messenger's son. He's embracing devils, loving them. And that's abominable. totally against the teaching. This is all the color of Farrakhan.
Right.
Mm-hmm. His real identity is.
Right.
So very good.
I gotta do this. Do you mind? Yes, I'm gonna do something. I don't want to put my brother on the spot. See, this is this. This is something else. Love and faith transcends color. And the reason why we embrace Father Pfleger as a brother is because we find him on the battlefield of justice, being a true disciple of Jesus. And the last thing I'll say is you'll never call us racist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because this day that we honor
Yes, sir.
Master Fard Muhammad, if you see an image of him, put his image up.
Yes, sir.
That's the man whose father was a black man and his mother a Caucasian. And how many of us have a parent that's a Caucasian or grandparent? It's not about color. It's about our submission to the will of God. And in that we find common ground and unity. So I'm only one shade lighter than you, so. And Mustafa maybe 4 more shades lighter. We a family.
Yes, sir.
Let's stay a family and be a family and love each other as God would have us to love each other. We love you, Father. Happy Savior's Day. Thank you. I had to do that. We love you.
All right, sisters and brothers. So you see that abomination happening. And that came on this. They're basically telling me that when you blood makes you original. And on top of that, they're giving you he's trying to give you an excuse to why you should love the master. But the whole basis of the teaching is to tell you who your enemies were, right? And they are your open enemies. Those are the devils, sisters and brothers. So why do we love the devils? And this is what Elijah Muhammad's son is telling you, because he's under Farrakhan. And he's trying to make it okay that, your father, that, it's okay to have a white Caucasian parent. Which, when you're original, it doesn't change the fact that, the Caucasian, like the God. You try to use that because the God has a Caucasian mother. That's the thing. He has a Caucasian mother. The mother does not carry the seed. So our God is in fact original. But he's using that because he has a Caucasian mother. But Farrakhan has a Caucasian father. And that's a big difference, sisters and brothers. That's the bloodline. So Farrakhan is in fact a devil, just like his fathers. Demons. They're produced from the rape of the black woman. They raped the black woman relentlessly. His mother even tried to abort him multiple times because she didn't want no mixed baby
Right.
inside of her. She knew the devil's seed.
Yeah.
This is
Very common. He knows these things. That's why he has issue collaborating and participating in this abomination in Florida. You know damn well that it's a biological fact that the father carries the seed. So he's trying to distract you from pointing out the obvious that you have physical enemies. That we all just one people. And your obedience to God is what saves your life. And that's where we headed as one nation. It's a universal message. It's not about this, it's not about that. Like sister trying to distract you from finding out your open and your closed enemy. You see? Your hidden and your open enemy. He don't want you to discover any of them because, like I explained, Louis Farrakhan is a devil in black skin. His father's a devil. So you can't expose none of them because that's his ancestors and that's him.
Mm-hmm.
Demons. You see? So they're going to push this. They're pushing that real hard. You see? Trying to confuse you. Trying to get you misled. Trying to distort the teachings. Messing up what the messenger set up. Messing up with the messenger of the covenant set up. Master Superman. Messing up all these things to help save our people. They said our people are lost from the lack of knowledge. Lost from the lack of knowledge of the truth of this time. Of who your enemies are. Because if you cannot identify them, then guess what? You become your own enemy. And that's what they make you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Serpents and mothers. Let's understand that Farrakhan is the enemy to us. He is, in fact, the seed of the devil. So, our vision is not his. And because he is over the nation of Islam, he's naturally going to push the opposite of what our vision is. And he tells us that we're not going anywhere. We're staying here. And he says that because he doesn't want to go anywhere, sisters and brothers. This is his home. America. This is where he was produced. So he doesn't see our vision. Because his vision is the American dream.
Exactly.
Here in America, the devil follows.
Right.
And they can lie and make up all the, theories they like, but it's clearly exposed that Farrakhan is a Caucasian father. And Percival Clark, he raped his mother. And Farrakhan even shares in these videos here that he came out light-skinned. And the husband that his mother had at the time left her at the hospital once he seen that she produced a blonde-haired, light-skinned baby that clearly was not produced by him. And she also tried to abort him multiple times. He claimed because he was so divine, or whatever the case may be. This is in real, that's not very lie. She was there because she didn't want her demon baby. The devil seen. He even says that his mother had to make sure he stayed. Well, his mother had to teach him to love black people.
No.
So if you were original and black yourself, why do you have to be taught to love your own kind?
Mm.
That's something that you do by nature.
Right.
And so every time you went outside of that, his mother straightened him back up. Made sure.
Right.
He didn't understand his black mother.
Mm.
Real dark mother. He didn't understand her. And that's because they had two different natures. And verifying the fact the devil in black skin. So I'm going to play these clips. You ought to see yourself.
She looked, and he was very light-skinned with kind of blondish hair. It was even lighter than this. She had to go tell her husband. So she went and told him. And that was the end of their relationship. She took my brother and me and moved away from New York to Boston. She never asked my brother's father for a dime, and he didn't give her one. And my father didn't give her nothing. When she looked, and he was very light-skinned with kind of blondish hair. It was even lighter than this. She had to go tell her husband. So she went and told him. And that was the end of their relationship. She took my brother and me and moved away from New York to Boston. She never asked my brother's father for a dime, and he didn't give her one. And my father didn't give her nothing. So it was God and my mom. Just like with many of you. It ain't nobody but God and you. And I say this to every sister in here that may be expecting something and plan to go to the abortion clinic. You may be killing the answer to your prayers. Because look at what my mother would have destroyed. She wouldn't have known it, but before she died, I went in to her deathbed, and she was laying there cradling her stomach. And she said, "Son, I thank God for what he brought from my womb." She said, "Son, you have a very difficult life. Very difficult life." She said, "But remember, I told you that when you were in my womb, I prayed. And one night, I had a dream, and the road just got so steep, I began to fall backwards, and a voice said, 'Pray.' And I said, 'What shall I pray?' And the voice said, 'Say, Lord, help me to overcome my difficulties.'" And when she said that, she said the road got smooth. And she said from that day, she has never worried. If she only had a dime, she learned how to make a dime work to keep her children from starving. I never went to bed hungry one night in my life. I never slept.
No, sister, brother, my brother's second grade.
I was in show business, and I have a very tough mother, you know, bless her heart. She's a great black woman. I mean, she's real dark, real beautiful, and I mean, that's the cause of my love for black people. That black woman drilled it into me to love black people. And if she saw me inclining the other way, she would bust that inclination up. She put the violin in my hands at 5 years old, and she went without stockings to give my brother and I music lessons. She sacrificed for us, but she was a strange kind of mama. I didn't understand at all. I was scared of her because she was so highly intelligent. With no father around, she was so heavy till no man could handle her. And I feel sorry for so many of you sisters. You're so far ahead of men till they just can't give you no kind of comfort on this level. And it makes it so painful in life. Well, my mother was like that. I mean, she could take a dime and milk a dime and make a dime.
My sister and brothers, you all heard exactly what Farrakhan shared. That his father clearly was in fact a Caucasian man who did nothing for him. That's exactly what they do. They gave us nothing and then go ahead and say it.
Right.
Exactly. They're the true black. They call us the army man. That's real. Just you also said that when we talk to love black people.
Right.
As I said before, as I mentioned, then why we haven't talked to love a long time? Because he's in fact a devil, no black skin.
Exactly.
Legion. Scripture says that he's legion. You know it? Louis Eugene Brown. That's that kind of name.
Right.
And then we have the remaining letter of Legion. Is ION. Now if you reverse that ION, you get NOI, right? Nation of Islam.
Right.
No, it's reversed. It's ION because Farrakhan, Louis Eugene Brown, has turned the Nation of Islam backwards, meaning he is no longer teaching the original teaching to our nation.
Right.
And the scriptures identify this.
Right.
It says, I am legion, for you have many.
Mm-hmm.
Many. Many that is many.
We mean them.
Right.
You know why it's plague with them. Because you are. Whatever you are, you attract.
Mm-hmm.
So he brought them with him. Bunch of roaches.
And so a bunch of wolves in sheep's clothing. They look like us, they talk like us, but they're not us. Sisters and brothers, they're cancer to our nation.
Right.
And cancer cells, they resemble the other cells, so it's hard to detect them. And they're killing the body. And they're killing our body. Sisters and brothers. Because that vision is not ours. And they're teaching you to push the American dream. And the American dream is our destruction.
Right. You think, how is that possible? That's all I know. Right. That's the whole point. It's not their job to tell you that you have a vision. Because the people without a vision will perish.
Mm-hmm.
So they keep you with the dream. That way, you'll be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not in the business of saving you. They're in the business of destroying you. And the ultimate plan is to continue to use their black-faced children as leverage to infiltrate and destroy our nation. So there is no hope. There's no Farrakhan. Because he's a liar. His mama had to whoop his ass. Because he's a liar. And now his mama's gone. So he's showing his ass again. What he been doing. Now he got nobody on the shoulder now. That's who used to keep him in line. So that fear is gone. You see, now he can lie again. He can lie more often. You see, because he was
cursed in you, right?
right.
It was cursed. It's a curse. Right?
Yeah,
He's disemboweled.
right.
That's another sign that he's not who he claims to be.
Right. Because God has never cursed any of his prophets or messengers.
And Farrakhan, in fact, cursed.
Right.
Disembowelment.
He claimed to be protected by God. What the hell kind of protection is that?
And the one that you're heaven,
Right.
but you can't experience that anymore.
Right. Your balls and your reproduction system is all blown up. Shitting, pissing in the bag. Sitting in the wheelchair.
Saying that he's your Messiah.
Right.
He's the one. Right? This is what he's claiming.
Sitting,
Sister Rose,
right. Sitting beside had a glorified body. He had perfect vision. But this type of one, wheelchair bound, one, can't even stand up on his own.
straight hair, sitting there, hair like now, move.
Right.
That's not what Farrakhan
Right.
images.
He's in skin of bronze.
Exactly. That's not his skin tone
Right.
at all.
Yeah, he just don't fit the description.
At all. They said they would want to come after the messenger, and he would be the messenger of the covenant.
Right. So why do Farrakhan not preach that?
Mm.
Why do you talk about reparations? He didn't say the messenger of reparations.
Right. Y'all kind of read that he would be the messenger of the covenant.
She
And he
looked.
is not preaching the covenant. So, who is Farrakhan?
Right.
He's the enemy,
Mm-hmm.
imposter,
Right.
because he doesn't meet any of the descriptions that he claims that he is, other than Aaron.
Right.
In the region that we spoke, and many others. However, definitely not the Messiah.
Right.
Malachi said, watch out. I'm sending my messenger, and he will prepare the way before me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's talking about Elijah Muhammad, our messenger. I will send my messenger.
Right.
And exactly who Elijah Muhammad was, the messenger.
Right.
And he will prepare a way before me, meaning the messenger of the covenant, because I'm going to continue to say, he will prepare a way before me. Then suddenly, the Lord you are looking for will come to his temple,
Mm-hmm.
which is Elijah Muhammad's temple that he set up, right? The mosque. He is the messenger of the covenant whom you desire. Watch out. He is coming, says the Lord of the heavenly armies. So, Sister Moses said the messenger of the covenant will come after the messenger, right? So, why isn't Farrakhan claiming this title right here? Because that's exactly what he should be claiming.
Right. He should be measured because.
If he's the one after Elijah, clearly he's there, right? So why isn't he claiming to be this messenger of the covenant? Because he can't expose the covenant to you, sisters and brothers. Because then you'll realize that you have a promise that was made to you by God, so that you will get out of this land, back to your land,
Right.
sisters and brothers. And if he was to set you back, then he's going against himself,
Right.
because he wants to stay here with his fathers. Farrakhan. It's not us, sisters and brothers.
Right.
So he can't tell you about the covenant. And he can't be the messenger of it.
Right. So he's an imposter. That's why it says, when a man rob God and his nation, that's who he is. Man. The person that was in between the messenger and the messenger of the covenant. The one who had God's people going against his teachers. And had them worshiping the golden calf, which is Sunnism, which is not Islam. And in the end, he got his followers destroyed along with himself. That's who he is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Sisters and brothers, we must not be deceived. Look at Farrakhan. He can't. He's never shown himself.
Right.
But there's a lot of images out there. He's clearly in a wheelchair.
Right.
Being pushed around. But he's the Messiah.
Right.
How's that? He said, we'll be a mighty nation. He said, we're going to be at war. So how is he going to do anything for you? How is he going to protect you in any way? How's he getting you back anywhere?
Right.
He can't even walk himself around.
Right. He can save his own self.
So that alone is just a clear light right there. That Farrakhan is not who he claims to be.
Right.
But yet you still have all these people following Farrakhan for the love of Farrakhan. But it said that the nation was corrupted with saints and demons, right?
Yeah.
So we have a lot of demons who are in the nation, who are just like Farrakhan. And we have our people who are with him who are being possessed because they're surrounded by enemies. And they don't realize that they're operating off of their mind. So they can't see this truth that's clear. Listen, brothers? Because everybody's looking at the image of Farrakhan. He doesn't even have a great image at that. So you know that you just brainwashed. Because you're focused on all the, what is his word doing? He hasn't done anything.
No.
What happened to all of the businesses, right? What happened to producing? He hadn't produced anything. But he out his mouth.
Right.
That's all he's done. And that's all you all are seeing or focused on, him doing this. But nothing has produced from it.
Right.
That's what you need to focus on. The
Yeah.
action, not this.
Right.
The actions.
Right. Right. What happens to all that stuff?
All that is like Mom said, where is it? What happened?
Right. The businesses, the food, the grocery
It should
store.
be greater now, right?
Right.
So there's nothing. It's gone.
Exactly. You get away with it.
Mm.
Because he's doing away with the nation. Just like he intended. As a counterintelligence program set out to get rid of the nation of Islam, to get rid of the teachings, and to Stop the race hatred. Stop calling devils devil.
Right.
Which is totally against the teacher. Teacher says they are that.
That Mexican, they're out there talking,
Right.
full of resignation. They have no clue of what the original nation has experienced. So they should not ever be speaking for the original nation.
Right. They devils.
That's an abomination.
Right. You got devils in FOI suits. That's an abomination.
Mm.
The messenger didn't even allow devils in the temple.
Actually, listen, brothers,
You see?
because this is not a message for them.
Right.
Now I said the messenger of the covenant to be telling you about the covenant, right?
Right.
Which is, you can find in Genesis chapter 15. It tells you that we will be a land, strange land, and they actually read that part. You identify that. But they tend to leave out this fine last details in that scripture. Why is that? Why are they leaving this part out? Why?
Leave it out. Because it has nothing to do with them.
Exactly. It's the reason it says, in the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abraham. Excuse me, am I reading this right? Would you like to read it? I can't really see it. Oh, there you go.
The Lord made a covenant with Abram,
Yes.
saying unto thy seed, that I will give you this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates.
And that's talking about the promised land, sisters and brothers.
Right.
The promise to Abraham's seed. God's people, the original nation, was promised for suffering here in hell with these devils. Arabia. That's that land that this speaks about.
Right.
But they're not identifying this. They stop at this part. They never read it.
Right.
This, well,
If you only read the vision,
mm,
which is the part that's not highlighted, that's not the covenant. That's the vision of Abraham. The vision that Abraham had. You see? And the highlighted part is the Abraham covenant, which is a promise that was made for him doing that vision.
mm-hmm.
You see?
But they leave it out every time. They leave it out. And say that you can't just believe in part of the scripture.
No.
And say that the rest of them is corrupted. And believe in all of it. Right? But they continuously leave out parts of scriptures when they're identifying certain things because they can't tell you about the covenant. They can't tell you about your promise. Because that alone will change the mindset of the original nation. Because now they have a vision. And I want you to have that vision, sisters and brothers.
Right.
They want you to stay in this dream.
Right.
You're going to wake up very soon and find out that you're in a nightmare. And once you find out that you have a promise, and this hasn't been told to you, you haven't been prepared for it all, the anger of our people is unimaginable. Can you imagine what's in the movies? Because they're gonna lie to you. Deceived.
Robbed.
Mm.
Taking their hard-earned money. Being told a bunch of lies in their families. They lost their loved ones, family members. All because of lies. These liars, these pastors, these preachers. So just imagine what's going to happen to them.
He said, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes and we made a goal. During this time, guns. Right? Because, this is brother, you don't understand the wrath of our nation. They're going to reap what they're sowing. And who's their consequence? We are. So they're trying to keep you dead and asleep. They want you to go back to your experience.
No. We're trying to escape judgment, literally. It's you. You the judgment. If you wake up, then you. They're going to reap that judgment from you. Instead of doing the thing that was done to you. And you have to do it. So their job is to do away with you. So you never do it. You see? But they don't understand that's not how consequence works. Because let's say that hypothetically they did get rid of us. But they still didn't get rid of God. And he's still one of us. You see? They can't get rid of Master Superman. You see? So as long as one person is on the battlefield, then the war is over. So they can't escape judgment. You see?
They can't destroy God's people.
Right.
That's something they can't do either. What they're trying to do.
Right. It's not going to work out for
That's
them.
something they can't do either.
Right.
But they're working hard to do so.
Right.
But we're the best to find it.
I'm sure, like, boy, we set this stuff up 25,000 years ago. So who do you think is the best to plan? It's the ones who just got here with the information. The ones that been planning times 5 longer than they have, or 6. You see?
And that's why you can just laugh at their attempt. But their attempt is definitely something to be aware of because it involves a lot of our people's destruction. And a lot of our people will be lost due to these pastors, preachers, leading fair crime. A lot of our nation will be lost. However, they will reap what they have sown, sisters and brothers.
Right. They have sown the wind.
Even if it takes, like I said, one person. To make sure that their reality is destroyed. It will get done, sisters and brothers. In their nation, it is destroyed. Because that's what's going to happen. It's like a flower in America.
Right. That's redemption. That's salvation.
The fall of America. The fall of America. The fall of America.
Right. So never to be a nation again.
Destroyed. But you have Farrakhan telling you you're not going anywhere.
Right. So he basically saying what? That you're going to be burnt up and destroyed along with America.
Exactly. Sisters and brothers, you must not be deceived. You have to start thinking yourself. Because sisters and brothers are mind war and they're trying to destroy your mind.
Right. True.
They want you to think. You start to think.
Right.
Then all that they telling you, talking, it don't even matter.
Right.
It's not adding up.
Don't make
Don't make
logical sense. It sounds ridiculous. You can't even connect the dots on it, right? 1 plus 1 equals 11. Like, no, it's 2.
They're trying to keep you in that non-thinking state. See the brother? Like I said, smoking, drinking, partying, watching NFL, bouncing the ball, twerking. All these things they have you doing to distract you from thinking. Working 24/7 around the clock for your bills. You don't have time to think. You got any energy. Making sure that you don't have any time to use your brain and to think. And that's why God has to intervene in this matter. Because He's going to it's going to take place. What the God is going to do is stop all that.
Right.
You're not even going to, nobody's going to be worried about paying bills. You won't have any lights, gas, water, food.
Mm.
He's going to force you into thinking mode. Because that's all you're going to be able to do, sisters and brothers. Think. And that's what it's going to take for our nation to be able to focus and unite and come together as one body that we are. Because these devils have this wrapped around their fingers so deep to where it's going to take that to take place.
Right. The fire to burn your ass.
Exactly.
To get you up and moving again.
In order for you to start to use your brain and think,
Right.
you gotta be in a life or death situation.
Man, so guess what? You have to make a quick decision. You gonna think or you gonna sink.
Unprecedented times, sisters and brothers.
Right.
And this is the time we have to prepare for it. Time like no other. We're going to be facing the beast. During this.
No.
This is what it's a beast by nature. They don't know the true depths of these devils. They smile in your face right now. And that alone tells you how wicked they are. Because they can fake actors by nature as well. So imagine when they tell you their true colors, show you those. And that's going to come out. You know, having food, feed their children, and life, gas, any of these things to sustain their society. You don't know. But you're going to find out who they truly are. And that is why we must come together. And we will. For the scripture tells us that we will. Come together as a mighty nation. In unity. And the start of that is to get your mind back, sisters and brothers. To know who your enemies are. Because like those they shared. You don't know your enemies. You are, in fact, your enemy. Alright, sisters and brothers, with that, unless you guys know, yeah.
Amen.
We're going to bring this video to a close, and we'll be back with more. Assalamu alaikum.
That's no way.